This is a Fox News alert. We're following a developing story on the campaign trail this evening. Critics are once again pouncing on the words of Barack Obama. Speaking at a fundraiser in San Francisco on Sunday, Obama was attempting to explain small-town resentment in Pennsylvania when he said this. Hillary Clinton fired back at Obama's words during a campaign event in Philadelphia early today.
I saw in the media, it's being reported that my opponent said that the people of Pennsylvania who faced hard times are bitter. Well, that's not my experience. As I travel around Pennsylvania, I meet people who are resilient, who are optimistic, who are positive, who are rolling up their sleeves.
With us now, Democratic strategist Julia Piscitelli, townhall.com columnist Amanda Carpenter, and from the Ethics and Public Policy Center, Pete Wehner. So I want to hear all the conservatives now jump to Hillary's side now and say that Hillary Clinton, Amanda, is right on this. Correct? Is that what you're going to say?
She makes an excellent point that this was a very elitist statement coming from Barack Obama. So good job, Hillary.
All right. And Julia, is this trouble for Barack Obama?
You know, I'm hoping it's not his macaca moment, but I really think that... I don't think
it quite falls into that category.
I don't think so either, but I think that he really, you know, he's being judged on his words because he doesn't have as much experience, and he needs to be very careful in the YouTube age and in the age of, you know, everything is going to come back and bite you, so you've got to be careful about what you're saying.
Pete, does he deserve the opportunity to more fully explain his comments, to give us a better understanding of the context and what he actually meant? Or should we just forever and ever, as we did with Reverend Wright, endless loop, play that over and over again, beat him up over those comments, say he hates small-town America? Or should he have the opportunity to explain it in fuller context?
If he would like the opportunity to explain it, I mean, I think that that would be fine. But, you know, the numbers... Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's give Peter a chance to get in here.
Go ahead,
Pete.
Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, sure. He should have the opportunity to explain it, and I'm sure he's going to take that opportunity. But the question is whether the context helps him at all, and I suspect not.
Well, do you think, Pete, there are people who are bitter and resentful because they don't feel they're getting a fair shake? Do you think there are people who fall into the categories of what he was talking about?
Sure, there are bitter people, and there are all sorts of people in America, but the deeper point here, I think, is this reflects a kind of elitist and arrogant attitude, and it's particularly harmful for Obama, I think, for two reasons. One is it plays into a kind of liberal stereotype, which is that let me just finish.
Sure.
That they are condescending toward people in small-town America. And the second thing is that he is a kind of fresh face on the national scene. We don't know a lot about him, and this is another brushstroke on the canvas. And it's a portrait that I think is beginning to trouble people, and people are having question marks about him.
Hey, Amanda, Sean, you know, all right, so he'll have a big speech written by a bunch of speechwriters, you know, with every line, you know, perfectly calculated, which will absolutely be meaningless. This is why this is important. This is a put-down. This is a smear. This is a slander of hardworking Americans. It's a stereotype of hardworking Americans, and there's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, that he can say that is going to take back his real attitudes. And we've now seen this with the Obamas on a number of occasions. I've never been proud of my country. America's a mean country in 2008. Jeremiah Wright. I think America's getting a very different impression of him as time goes on, don't you? That's right.
Yeah, well, the thing that, you know, people are saying, should he be allowed more time to explain this? And I think, no, absolutely not. Because if you look at what he said, it's actually pretty thoughtful. He's sort of formulated this theory, whereas if these people had a higher-paying job, they would have, like, evolved past this position away from religion and, you know, going to the gun range on weekends. So, you know, I think they put a lot of thought into that.
Julia, you know, first of all, how can he be a uniter here? And do you agree with me that maybe this fills in some of the gaps? We didn't understand why Michelle Obama said America's a mean country in 2008, why she'd never been proud of her country in her adult lifetime. We never understood how you could be in Jeremiah Wright's church for 20 years without leaving that church. How could he be a uniter with all of this? And I haven't even mentioned Bill Ayers yet tonight.
Right. Well, I thank you for the opportunity to agree with you, but I'm going to have to say that, you know, Jeremiah Wright, when you look at it strategically, did not end up being as big of a hit as we expected it to be. If you're looking
yes,
at
it was, according to polls.
But
Absolutely.
polls went down just a little bit, but then they rebounded. It was actually has been sort of not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
That's actually not true. The polls showed that 56% of Americans reconsidered voting for him and were less likely to vote for him as a result of that. But we'll pick it up right there when we get back.
Okay.
Also, coming up, Cindy McCain opens up about her husband's alleged affair, that vicious attack by the New York Times. The Arizona senator's wife unloads on the Times, and in a tape you don't want to miss. That's coming up straight ahead. Busy.